Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to like and subscribe for better directions next time you play. Maybe. Before we get started today, I want to mention the Kickstarter for the adventures of Olive the Sea Turtle. From the Nest to the Sea follows a turtle hatchling on a difficult journey from the egg to the ocean. Writers Martin Stelfox and Daniel Grevin have crafted an inspiring and educational story brought to life by the charming illustrations of Kelsey Dutton. This is a perfect book for any children interested in animals to fuel a conservationist passion. Time is running out with less than 2 weeks to get your donations in, so show the world how generous Barbrarians can be and secure your digital copy with a donation of $15 or more. You can find a link in the top right corner of the video. Today we're building Mario from the Mario games. According to Kotaku, Mario has appeared in over 200 video games. We'll do our best to cover all of his abilities from as many games as possible, but please don't get mad at me because he doesn't teach you typing. Though I guess if you don't know how to type, that wouldn't be an issue.
Hello! It's me, Mario!
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we'll make sure Jumpman can jump. Next, we'll make sure that we can pick up some of your iconic power-ups, including mushrooms, fire flowers, and anything else we can cram in. Finally, we'll make sure we can invade the brains of our enemies and take full control. That's right, I'm covering Cappy. Like and subscribe, nerds. For stats, we're going to be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Watch out for multi-classing minimums if you don't roll, but I really can't control that. We'll reach a point of contention early on here. What should Mario's top stat be? My original instinct was dexterity, but the majority of what Mario does is tied to strength, jumping, hammers, dragon yeeting, so I'm gonna go for strength. Wisdom will follow, as all of his power-ups are pretty crunchy, and medicine is a wisdom skill. Remember, Mario is just a plumber while he gets his medical license at night. What a guy. Charisma after that, Mario's little black book is full of dignitaries. Dexterity might seem too low, but we've still got racial bonuses, don't worry, he'll be nimble. Constitution's a bit on the lower end, but we'll bump it later, and like I said, multi-classing minimums need to be respected. Finally, we'll drop intelligence. Mario doesn't win spelling bees, he turns into a bee. Mario is a teapot of a man in that he is short and stout, so a stout halfling will be our choice for his race. You get +2 dexterity and +1 constitution. You're lucky, which lets you re-roll a 1 on a d20 roll, making your chances of a critical fail somewhere in the 1 in 400 range. Pretty good. You're brave, giving you advantage on saving throws against being frightened. You have halfling nimbleness, letting you move through the spaces of creatures larger than you, and stout resilience for advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage, which is nice when you power yourself up by eating things you find on the ground. For your background, you're a hero of the toadstools, so Folk Hero gives you animal handling and survival proficiency, as well as the ability to hit Toad up for a spare room if you and Peach are having relationship problems. Kick things off as a monk. First level monks get 2 skills of their choice. Athletics and acrobatics would be nice for a platformer. You get unarmored defense, making your AC 10 plus your dexterity and wisdom modifier when you're not wearing armor, and overalls don't count as armor. You can also use martial arts when you're in your work clothes, letting you deal 1d4 with unarmed attacks or monk weapons, and make an extra unarmed attack as a bonus action when you attack with a punch or a monk weapon on your regular action. A light hammer can be a monk weapon. It deals the exact same damage as your punches, but can be thrown 20 feet or 40 feet with disadvantage if you want to copy some of your Koopa enemies. I don't really know why a plumber is using a hammer. Shouldn't they be using like wrenches? Are they hammering the pipes? Second level monks get unarmored movement, making you faster while you're not wearing armor, which is good because as a halfling you have a base speed of 25. Now it's 5 feet faster because you're holding down the B button. You get key points you can spend to go even faster with a step of the wind to dash or disengage with a bonus action. This also doubles your jump distance, and since this is Mario, it's worth mentioning that you can jump 30 horizontal feet with this or 10 feet vertically. If you want, flavor your unarmed attack is you jumping on someone's head. That would hurt. Patient defense lets you spend a key point to dodge as a bonus action, and Flurry of Blows lets you make 2 unarmed attacks instead of 1 as a bonus action. Mario has a 3-hit jab combo in Smash, it's fitting. Bouncing over to Sorcerer now. First level sorcerers can choose a sorceress origin. Pyromancer from the Kaldesh Unearthed Arcana gives you a Heart of Fire, letting you deal fire damage equal to half your sorcerer level to creatures within 10 feet of you when you cast spells of a first level or higher that deal fire damage. Burning Hands deals 3d6 fire damage to creatures in a 15-foot cone in front of you that fail a dexterity save of 8 plus your proficiency bonus and charisma modifier. Jump triples your jump distance for 1 minute with Step of the Wind. This means you have a 90-foot horizontal jump distance or a 30-foot vertical. That's over triple the world record for both jumps, so at the Olympics, you'll go home with gold and Sonic will go home with silver, but not in like a fanfic way. he'll get second place. For cantrips, Firebolt is a ranged spell attack that deals 1d10 fire damage, Ray of Frost is a ranged spell attack that deals 1d8 cold damage and reduces the movement speed of enemies by 10 feet for some Ice Flower action. Light creates a 10-foot radius light, that's like those little boo lights from the dark levels, and of course Mending will repair small tears or cracks in walls, metal. It's a mandatory spell for plumbers. That's why the hammers work, it's just their casting focus. Just figured that out. Second level sorcerers get Font of Magic with sorcery points that you can spend to recover spell slots. For this level spell, Expeditious Retreat lets you dash as a bonus action for up to 10 minutes. This is a first level spell that will basically let you step with the wind 100 times. It's not bad, and it makes you fast enough to make Sonic go home with Shadow. I mean Silver. I mean second place. Third level sorcerers can learn second level spells, and Enlarge Reduce lets you get huge. And by huge, I mean the height of a regular human. The enlarged portion of the spell increases your size by 1, gives you advantage on strength checks and saves, and your weapons deal an extra d4 damage if they use strength. Is that the world's shortest giant or the world's tallest halfling? The Reduce aspect is a mini mushroom that you can push on your enemies. They make a constitution save, and if they fail, they get one size smaller, have disadvantage on strength checks and saves, and have a 1d4 penalty to their damage rolls, but no less than 1. If a bug bites you really poorly, you don't heal. You also get meta magic, letting you augment your spells with sorcery points. Quicken Spell lets you cast a spell that normally takes an action as a bonus action, so you can jump or grow really fast and get some attacks off in the same round. Careful Spell lets you choose an amount of allies to automatically pass your saving throws equal to your charisma modifier, so if Luigi is right next to a Goomba, he'll only take a little bit of fire damage from burning hands. Fourth level sorcerers get an ability score improvement, round up strength and constitution for bigger hits and more HP. For this level's spell, Scorching Ray is a ranged spell attack that lets you chuck 3 fireballs, dealing 2d6 fire damage each, and you can aim them at multiple targets if you want for some Fire Flower power. Back over to Monk for some KP goodness. Third level monks get Deflect Missiles, letting you reduce damage from ranged attacks by 1d10 plus your monk level and dexterity modifier. If you drop it to 0, you can cape it back as a monk weapon, so maybe the Link will press buttons other than B. No guarantees. You can also choose a monastic tradition. Way of the 4 Elements lets you learn elemental disciplines. Water Whip works like the Flood. You spend 2 key points, forcing a dex save of 8 plus your proficiency bonus and wisdom modifier. Failing that, the enemy takes 3d10 bludgeoning damage and an extra 1d10 damage for each key point you spend after that. You can also knock them prone or push or pull them 25 feet as well. That's all if they fail to save. They take half damage and suffer no additional effects if they pass. Use this to defeat an inky doppelganger or bully a boxer from the Bronx. Your choice. Fourth level monks get Slow Fall, letting you reduce fall damage by 5 times your monk level as a reaction, so you can gently fall to the ground. You also get another ability score improvement. Let's get some wisdom for better AC and a better spellcasting modifier for later. Spoilers. 5th level monks get Stunning Strike, letting you force a constitution save using your monk DC on a creature you hit with a melee attack, stunning them if they fail until the end of your next turn. Getting jumped on would certainly be unexpected and probably leave you a little stunned. You also get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 as an action. Now this doesn't count bonus action attacks from martial arts or flurry of blows, so extend those combos. Bouncing over to Druid now. First level Druids can grab 2 cantrips. Produce Flame lets you create a flame that you can throw at someone as a ranged attack, dealing 2d8 fire damage. This is a little bit lower than the damage from your Firebolt, but your wisdom score is higher, so it's more accurate. And you can hold it for 10 minutes before throwing it if you need some light, though you could also use light for that. Guidance gives an ally you touch an extra d4 for ability checks in case Luigi is having some trouble clearing a jump. For your first level spells, Speak with Animals lets you speak with animals for 10 minutes, so you and your adoptive green father can finally talk about that time you dropped him into a pit. Or not. Maybe just like golf stuff. Animal Friendship lets you charm an animal that fails a wisdom save for 24 hours or until one of your allies attacks it. So if you meet another Yoshi, you can ask it for a lift. Now, mixing spellcasters isn't as hard as you might think. Just check out page 165 of the player's handbook and check the table to see how many spells you have at any given level. Second level druids can wild shape, and moon druids are really good at it. As a moon druid, you get combat wild shape, letting you change into an animal as a bonus action, and restore 1d8 HP by spending a first level spell slot while in the shape. With circle forms, you can turn into beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower that can't fly or swim instead of 1/4 or lower. A tiger falls into that category if you want the raw bloodlust of Cat Mario, but a panther has a climbing speed, so it's kind of up to you what kind of cat you want to be. When you wild shape, you get the physical stats of the creature you anamorph into, so strength, dexterity, and constitution. Your HP resets to that beast's max HP until you fall out of the wild shape, then reverting to whatever HP you had before you were shifting. It's Sort of like how you get an extra hit in the game when you turn into a cat. Now you can't cast new spells while shaping, but can maintain spells that have already been cast and maintain concentration on spells with that distinction, and get to keep any racial or class abilities that your animal is capable of doing. So your tiger can have the jump spell, a bonus effect of enlarge or reduce, make 2 attacks with its action, a flurry of claws as its bonus action. That's a good tiger, and it makes me very happy to finally do a druid monk because they're ridiculous. 3rd level druids can learn 2nd level druid spells. Enhance ability is a pretty general buff to fill in any power-ups I might have missed. You give a creature you touch advantage on an ability check of your choice for up to an hour depending on your concentration. If you choose strength, the creature doubles their carrying capacity. If you choose constitution, they get 2d6 temporary HP. And if you choose dexterity, they ignore falling damage from heights of 20 or less. Pair this with slow fall and you can fall off a 40-foot building and take no damage. That's pretty cool. 4th level druids get an ability score improvement. More wisdom will help your AC, and druid spells, I'd go for that. By the way, since your attack modifier is lower than your wisdom, the shillelagh cantrip replaces your strength modifier with wisdom for attacks, and you get to say shillelagh, which is always fun. You can also wild shape into animals with a swimming speed, so if there's a water level coming up, 1, good lord I'm sorry, and 2, you'll be just fine. Turn into a cheap. 5th level druids can learn 3rd level spells. Conjure animals lets you conjure animals. You can summon 1 beast of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower, 4 beasts of challenge rating 1/2 or lower, or 8 beasts of challenge rating 1/4 or lower. If we're calling Yoshis giant lizards, this means that you can summon 8 of them to trample your foes. If we call them velociraptors, same thing. The spell says your DM will have the stats, but I think I speak for every DM when I say, please just bring these yourself. It's a lot to track. Water breathing lets up to 10 creatures you choose breathe underwater for 24 hours. So now the whole party can enjoy a water level. Hooray! If you'd rather skip the water level, and who wouldn't, Water Walk will let you walk on the surface of water or lava with 10 friends for an hour, like Ice Mario in the Galaxy games. 6th level Moon Druids get Primal Strike, making your attacks in wild shape magical for overcoming resistances, and your wild shapes can now be challenge rating 2 or lower, making Cat Mario even more powerful. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? 7th level druids can learn 4th level spells, and we've been holding out for a little bit because I want a bunch of these. Stone Shape works like the Metal Cap, giving you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for up to an hour. Stone Tiger! Stone Tiger! I'm sorry, I had a cough. I should cut that out. Polymorph lets you turn a creature into a beast with a challenge rating equal to or less than their current challenge rating, which means you can turn into a T-Rex. Yes, I got T-Rex Mario in here. Support the sponsor, top right corner of the video. If you're trying to change another creature that doesn't want to be shaped, they can make a wisdom save to resist. This lasts for up to an hour depending on your concentration. Finally, Dominate Beast lets you take full control of a beast that fails a wisdom save for up to a minute. So throw your cap and take over something that qualifies as a beast, probably not a bullet bill. 8th level druids get another ability score improvement. Cap that wisdom to get the most out of your power-ups. Your wild shapes can also fly now, which means a giant wasp is an option, so Bee Mario is an option. To keep track of everything we have, that's Cat Mario, Fire Mario, Ice Mario, Cappy, Flood, Cape Mario, Bee Mario, Underwater Mario, and the medicine proficiency, so I'm gonna say Dr. Mario. I'm proud of this build. I'm gonna let myself feel it. Finishing this off with some more monk levels. 6th level monks get key empowered strikes, making your unarmed attacks magical for overcoming resistances. 4 elements monks can grab another elemental discipline. Fangs of the Fire Snake lets you spend a key point to extend your unarmed attacks by 10 feet, and then they deal fire damage. You can also spend another key point to deal an extra 1d10 fire damage when the attack hits. This probably won't do much to Bowser, but his Goombas would hate it. 7th level monks get evasion, letting you take half damage on failed dex saves and no damage on successful ones. Bowser's Fire Breath doesn't stand a chance. Our capstone is the 8th level of monk for an ability score improvement. Go for strength. Sure, you can shillelagh, but that doesn't apply to your unarmed strikes like strength can, and jump man gotta jump. Man. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you are unpredictable, meaning you have so many options to do so many things, it's pretty hard to quantify. You're also very durable, with decent AC in your normal form, 2 beast shapes per day that can self-restore, and polymorph for way more T-Rex HP boosts. Finally, y'all know I love mobility options, and you've got flight, water walking, crazy jumps, disengagement. Oh boy, it's a lot of fun. For weaknesses, your buffs can take a little bit of wind up. 1 round for jump, then another for a concentration buff, then a bonus action to beat shape, it just makes you a bit of a slow starter. You've also mixed spellcasters, so there's a lot of sorcerer spells that aren't going to have the best modifier. Finally, your key points are a limited resource, so you got to use them carefully. But even without key points, you've got an insane amount of options to use. Pick your favorite power-ups and storm the castle with confidence. Just remember to react quickly and decisively. D&D doesn't give you any one-ups. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos per week. And a quick reminder to support our sponsor, The Adventures of Olive the Turtle. Again, that's in the annotation in the top right corner of your screen. And come back next week for a Rogue of Law and a Rogue of Chaos.